due to numerous injuries and certain NFL players struggling in recent years, it makes us reflect and miss the guys who became Hall of Fame icons from yesteryear and how they can potentially still play today.
Would you be ready to go right now?
I'd whoop ass right now, to be honest.
Would you really?
Absolutely. I could go out there and play.
I mean, heck, the Colts convinced Phillip Rivers to briefly come out of retirement at 44. Here are 10 retired NFL players that could ball out right now if they came out of retirement. Tom Brady. Tom Brady, aka the GOAT, looks like a guy who could potentially come out of retirement right now and create a positive impact for whatever team he would land with. Heck, he came out of retirement once back in 2022 and played one season with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as he helped them win the NFC South and reach the wildcard round of the playoffs before losing to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. Sure, he's 47, but if he were to come out of retirement, well, he could help a team like the Arizona Cardinals, or I don't know, make a return to the Buccaneers and make things a little more competitive. Plus, he could continue to make NFL history and achieve feats with that no other quarterback who steps foot in the league will ever break moving forward. I mean, Brady did think about making a potential comeback, but his minority ownership of the Las Vegas Raiders kind of prevents him from doing so. On top of that, Brady's happily retired and is also in the broadcast booth for Fox NFL Sundays. But I mean, come on, just the thought of seeing TB12 returning to play would be a huge deal for the league. Ratings would spike, and stadiums would sell out just to see him play one more time. Not to mention, he would bring his winning ways to any team that he suits up for, guaranteeing that team a spot in the playoffs. Rob Gronkowski. Similar to Tom Brady, Gronkowski was fun and exciting to watch during his heyday with the New England Patriots and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Although Gronk is happy to be retired, it sure would be a treat to see him spike that ball in the end zone during a regular season game again and dominate opposing defenses. Gronk has joked about coming out of retirement in the past, but he plans to stay retired, at least for the moment. Like TB12, Gronk did come out of retirement once, which got him traded by the Patriots to the Buccaneers, reuniting him with the latter back in 2020. Only downside is that Gronk has really dealt with injuries during his playing days, and the league continues to get more intense, not less. And if Gronkowski did come out of retirement, well, he would pass a physical with flying colors and make it on an NFL roster with ease, and boom, he'd be contributing to an offense right away. And hoo boy, this man would be still incredibly challenging to tackle, all thanks to his athletic build and his incredible strength. Aaron Donald. Seeing Aaron Donald come out of retirement will be such a treat. He was a dominant force for the Rams for their final years in St. Louis and after they relocated to Los Angeles. Donald would still strike fear into opposing offenses, he'd make whatever defense he landed on more competitive in key games, and man, he could easily motivate the young guys to strive for much more. Seeing him paired up with Jared Verse and Byron Young would be very exciting to see, as that would add a fierce level of explosiveness to the Rams' pass rush and a potentially easy pathway to the Super Bowl. Another couple of teams who would love Donald's services include the Denver Broncos, Seattle Seahawks, and Philadelphia Eagles, who each have very talented defenses that would greatly benefit from having Donald on their respective teams. Donald has stated that he's happy with his 10-year career in the NFL and is burnt out from training camp, but he'll be 35 by the start of the 2026 season and could have room in the tank for one more season if he really wanted to come out of retirement. If he did come out of retirement, it would be incredibly entertaining to see him sack the current crop of quarterbacks in the league and prevent opposing running backs from making explosive plays on offense. Calvin Johnson. Johnson's playing career was magnificent to watch, as he kept the Lions afloat in every game that he played in from his rookie season in 2007 until his final season in 2015. Even though Johnson was burned out after his final season in 2015, he looks like he can still play and cook opposing secondaries. If he were to come back, he would have to pass a physical, and he probably wouldn't play for the Lions, as I'm sure he'd want to play for a championship contender, and it kind of feels like their window's closing at the moment. Put Calvin Megatron Johnson on a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Chiefs' passing attack would be one heck of a show to watch with Patrick Mahomes throwing the ball to Johnson every game, especially when scoring touchdowns in Arrowhead Stadium in front of the home crowd. On top of that, Johnson broke numerous records during his time in the NFL, like in 2012 when he broke the record for most receiving yards in a season with 1,964. He could very well likely break more records with a championship contender and potentially win a Super Bowl to finish the season off in the best way possible. Look, seeing Megatron dominate in today's NFL would be incredibly exciting to watch in the year of 2026. You know, if he chose to come out of retirement. Marshawn Lynch. Lynch came out of retirement once and suited suited up for the Raiders when they were in Oakland from 2017 to 2018, and for the Seattle Seahawks in 2019. It'd be kinda cool to see Lynch come out of retirement again. Yeah, he would definitely have to join a championship contender, like, say, the current Seahawks, who would be in service for a new running back since Super Bowl 60 MVP Kenneth Walker III signed a 3-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs. And yeah, sure, Lynch would be a 40-year-old when the 2026 season kicks off, but I mean, come on. The Seahawks have the team that could help Lynch earn that second Super Bowl championship, and we would be watching every second of it. Lynch would also probably be an upgrade over Cam Akers and Zach Charbonnet when going up against opposing defenses on the ground. Lynch's agility, ability to push defenders off of him, and the versatility would be enticing to watch in the current state of the NFL. Other teams that might benefit from Lynch's services include the New England Patriots and Los Angeles Rams, who would be more than happy to make things work for beast mode if he chose to come out of retirement and lace up the cleats one more time. J.J. Watt. Just like Aaron Donald, Watt dominated opposing defenses in his prime with the Houston Texans and Arizona Cardinals and walked away from the game to prioritize his family and health. Although Watt is currently 37, he has the strength to come out of retirement and join a championship contender like the Seattle Seahawks, Denver Broncos, New England Patriots, Los Angeles Rams, and Buffalo Bills, who have rosters built around reaching and potentially winning the next Super Bowl. Seeing Watt paired up with the current defenders like Jared Verse, Ed Oliver, and Byron Young would be spectacular for football fans to tune in every week. Another team that would love J.J. Watt's services would be the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he could reunite with his brother T.J. Watt and dominate on the team's defense. Plus, I mean, it would be a treat to have two different NFL Defensive Player of the Year award winners on the same roster. If anyone could come out of retirement and return to form on defense, Watt would have no problem doing so. Julian Edelman. Edelman may not be a Pro Bowler like everyone else on this list, but we sure do miss the incredible athleticism that he displayed in games. Edelman won the Super Bowl MVP in Super Bowl 53 against the Los Angeles Rams, then retired at the age of 34 a couple of years later. Edelman retired in the 2021 offseason due to a chronic knee injury that prevented him from performing at a high standard. If Edelman were to come out of retirement, he would still be a sneaky good slot receiver though, and deceive opposing defensive backs and create some outstanding trick plays. Since he was a quarterback at Kent State, he would also likely return to the New England Patriots or another championship contender and work with quarterbacks like Drake May, Sam Darnold, Bo Nix, Patrick Mahomes, or Jalen Hurts, throwing him passes instead of Tom Brady. Seeing a prime Julian Edelman dominate in today's NFL would be an incredible treat to watch every Sunday. Of course, we probably wouldn't get prime Edelman, but still, when the lights were shining the brightest, that man knew how to play. Luke Kuechly. Now Hall of Famer Luke Kuechly was once a force to be reckoned with when he was with the Carolina Panthers. He was the 2013 NFL Defensive Player of the Year back in his prime and made 7 Pro Bowls. Kuechly retired from the league at age 28 due to focusing on his long-term health and having a track record of multiple concussions. If Kuechly didn't suffer from any of those concussions during his playing career, man, he could make a great comeback and dominate on any defensive unit. Kuechly would be a great addition to defensive-heavy teams like the Seattle Seahawks and their dark side defense, or the Houston Texans and their incredible defense for the 2026 season if he were to come out of retirement, as the current Carolina Panthers are nowhere near championship contention. Seeing an in-prime Kuechly back in action would be incredible fanfare for fans and an exciting must-watch on TV. Andrew Whitworth. Whitworth was one of the best offensive tackles in the 21st century, thanks to his incredible football IQ, remarkable longevity, and elite proficiency during his playing days with the Cincinnati Bengals and Los Angeles Rams. Whitworth retired from playing due to his age and wanted to go out on his own terms after winning Super Bowl 56, where he had played with the Los Angeles Rams. If Whitworth came out of retirement and returned to playing in his prime, well, that would be an excellent fit for teams looking for a strong and reliable offensive line. Whitworth started in 234 out of 239 games in his legendary career. He has a 93.4 grade from Pro Football Focus, and he had 1 touchdown in the 2010 season with the Bengals. Whitworth also allowed very few sacks in his storied career, making him an incredible offensive lineman to have in today's NFL on teams with strong or rebuilding offensive lines. Teams would love Whitworth's professionalism, durability, and versatility, which he would most certainly bring to protect current quarterbacks in today's league. Randy Moss. Moss was a superstar wide receiver during his prime with the Minnesota Vikings and New England Patriots back in the late 1990s and 2000s. Moss had video game-like stats, leaped over defenders, and broke several records throughout his career, like scoring a record-breaking 23 touchdowns in his debut season with the Patriots back in 2007. If Moss ever came out of retirement, he would be very impactful for a wide receiver-needy team looking for someone who could make a game-changing play, shifting everything in their favor. It would be incredibly exciting to see Moss catch touchdown passes from modern-day quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, Drake May, or Jalen Hurts. On top of that, Moss would likely be a missing link that could help a championship contending team win that elusive Super Bowl that they've been looking for. But hey, which retired NFL player do you think could come out of retirement and immediately dominate in today's NFL? Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking the like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.